Okie doke. Well, the first comment is, Deborah, I believe you meant to say me, not I. We've got so and so and so and so and I. Ooh, my mom is spinning in her grave.
Uh,
Phil, so is mine.
uh-huh.
Okay,
And Lindy and Vicky know that. Anyway, go ahead.
okay. Yeah, my mom used to write letters to the LA Times when they had bad grammar in an article, stuff like that. But
Jeez.
Oy vey.
yeah, well, she also said down one is a good bid, so she said a lot of good things.
Yes, that's our favorite.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remind everybody of Jerry Garcia singing "Till Things We've Never Seen Will Seem Familiar." And the reason I had that in a slide a while ago was we wanted to start by doing card play, but you have to have a contract to know what your contract is, right? And typically we bid to get to our final contract. So the idea was for the first, gazillion weeks, the hands that you would play would already have been bid. And the coach would start out by saying something like, well, South has a 5-card heart suit and enough to say something. So South opens a heart and North has a heart, that North has 4 hearts. So they have a fit. So North raises. You were not intended to understand or remember any of that stuff. But the idea was to have seen it so that now, when it wasn't familiar, now we'll start to actually talk about bidding, and some of it will become familiar over time. So if you've been confused by the first few minutes, every time we go to play cards, I didn't do a good enough job of explaining that was to be expected. So, so what we did last week was we talked about the idea of counting points, and the purpose of counting points is to get a sense of how strong our hand is. And we talked about if you're going to open the bidding, how do you count your points? If your partner has opened, how do you count your points? And what we'll do in the next many, many weeks is talk about what do you do with that information. So let me share screen. And today, what we're going to talk about is opening in no trump. And there's several reasons that we're going to do that. One of which is it's such a wonderful opening bid. So what we'll do today is talk about no trump openers. And there are a lot of ways that the auction can go after that. So we're going to parse it into the simplest case today, which is your partner opens a no trump, you've got a pretty balanced hand, and you also want to play in no trump. So the nice thing about no trump openers is that if Sue and I are partners and I open one no trump, then Sue becomes the captain of the team. And we'll see this, this famous captain many times today as a reminder that when one person opens one no trump, the other person becomes captain of the team. And the reason is not Captain Kirk's ginormous ego. It's because when the person opens one no trump, they give partner a really precise description of their hand. And so partner will know what to do. And we'll see that theme repeated today. I failed to work something into the curriculum, so next cycle we'll figure out how to do it. But if we have enough strength and distribution to be the declaring side, our priorities are to play in a major suit if we have an 8-card fit. And if we don't, then we want to play in no trump. And if not, we settle for a minor suit. So I don't want to spend any time on this slide today. I just feel guilty that I never said it before.
So therefore, those of you who are not familiar with that, do not worry about it.
Do not worry about it. It was a reminder to me to get it worked into the curriculum earlier. I did want to remind people about the Google Drive. You can find all the presentations on the Google Drive in PDF or the PowerPoints that build. And there are also files there that include commentary on all the hands we've played. So you can download this from the Google Drive, and then you can look and see what I thought about the hand and how it might have been bid and how it might have been played. Okay. So I wanted to start with some opening comments. And these are things that back when I worked, these are things I heard from junior staff who had attended training presentations. And one of the things that I heard from junior staff was disappointment because I knew that already. And another complaint that I heard was, I knew that already, but honestly, if you'd asked me before you showed it, I didn't know it. So I had to convince myself to parse those. Then there's the, oh, I remember that. And then there's the, that looks familiar. And then there's, I might have seen it. And then that's new to me. So, you know, somewhere down in your work career or your bridge career, you've got a collection of, you know, percentage of the time that you fall into each of these categories when you watch some kind of a presentation or a training thing. And of course, early in your career at bridge or anything else, it looks a lot more like this. It's just all feels new. And the I knew it already is pretty small. So what I'd encourage everybody to do is to just remember that you're going to have this trajectory and you'll see things today that make perfect sense. And then tomorrow you won't remember them. But the next time you see them, you'll remember them long. And anyway, that's how I think about the process of learning something new. I won't talk about the other things that happen, but we'll just move on. So here's what I want to do today in the spirit of that prior slide. I'm going to start by talking about the one no trump opening bid. And what we'll see is if I am the first person to make a bid other than pass, and I say one no trump, I'm telling partner I have 15 to 17 high card points and I have a balanced hand. And we'll talk about what that means. And well, I'd also wanted to remind you from last week that this is how we count high card points. We call an ace 4, a king 3, a queen 2, and a jack 1. And we add them up, and that gives us a sense of how strong our high cards are. If you talk to somebody really sophisticated, they'll say, well, this overvalues jacks and undervalues aces, but it's a reasonable approximation that's been used for, I don't know, 80 years or something. After we talk about the one no trump opener, we're going to talk a little bit about why opening one no trump is so wonderful. And the short answer is it's a really tight description of your hand. And so partner will know what to do. And then we're going to talk about what partner might do in terms of raising your no trump opening bid to 2 no trump or 3 no trump or something like that. And then I'm going to have a few slides that are basically comments. And this won't make sense right now, but if you go to reread it later, it will. Minor suits are great in no trump, and I'll actually open one no trump with a 5 card major, but not everybody will. So we'll talk about these later. And then I'm hoping we have time to talk about how to open when you're balanced, but you're not 15 to 17. So you can't open one no trump because you would be lying to partner. We don't like to lie to partner. So that's our plan for today. And as we go through it, I'd ask that you try to think of that, you know, stack of, oh, I knew that. Oh, I think I knew that. Oh, maybe I've seen that before, and so on, because I think that'll be helpful. So, okay. So the one no trump opener, if I deal and I bid one no trump, or if the person on my right deals and passes and I say one no trump, it means you have 15 to 17 high card points and a balanced hand. And I like to reach back to Rob Petrie in the Dick Van Dyke Show, and he's playing bridge with Laura and their neighbors, and he's looking at his hand and he wants to just tell partner, I have 15 to 17 high card points and I'm balanced. But it's illegal to say that when you're sitting at the table. So instead, he'll say one no trump. So this is what a one no trump opening bid is. What do I mean by balanced? Balanced hand patterns are things like this: 4, 3, 3, 3. Doesn't matter if it's 4 spades or 4 clubs, but your pattern is 4, 3, 3, 3, or 4, 4, 3, 2, or 5, 3, 3, 2. These are called balanced hand patterns because they're pretty balanced across the suits. Some people refer to them as flat hands. The more you play bridge, the more you hate them, and the more you like highly distributional hands. But one no trump is a description of a hand with 15 to 17 high card points that's balanced. So let's look at some examples. So let's look at this hand. Is it a balanced hand?
Yes.
Yes, it's 4, 3, 3, 3. No long suits. How many high card points do we see?
13,
15.
15.
Yeah, and this is why we count our points twice, because sometimes we get different answers, and if we get different answers, then we count a third time. It's certainly what I do.
15.
And if you're good at doing arithmetic, you go 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. If you're bad at arithmetic like me, you look for patterns and you remember that an ace, king, queen, jack adds up to
It's
10.
10.
And you go 10, 15,
14.
and then you double check. But I digress. Since a 15-point hand, it's balanced. We open one no trump. It's wonderful. Partner has a really clear description of our hand. Let's look at another one. Is this one balanced?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 4, 4, 3, 2. There's no long suit, no 5-card suit, no singletons. It looks like one of these hand patterns. And how many high card points do we see there?
15.
14.
I-
15.
Yeah, I see 15.
15.
And again, I count in weird ways. I look at the ace, queen, ace, and I go, that's 10 and 15. Or I say 3 aces is 12, 13, 14, 15. I always count at least twice because I'm prone to make mistakes. So that's also a 15 high card point hand. And with that hand, we'd open one no trump. How about this hand? Is it balanced?
Balanced.
Yeah, it's balanced. It's not quite as flat as the other ones, but it is balanced. How many high card points?
16.
16.
16.
16. And again, everybody will count differently. I see the king jack as 4. And I
Mhm.
go, there's 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And then I double check it because I'm usually wrong. So we'd open one no trump with that hand. Anybody nervous about opening one no trump with 2 little tiny spades?
Mhm.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit. You'll get over it. You know, the spades are somewhere. Maybe partner's got some. And if partner doesn't have any, then the bad guys are going to bid spades and you'll end up on defense. But don't worry about it. How about this hand? Is it balanced?
Yes.
Technically, yes.
5, 3, 3, 2.
5, 3, 3,
And
2.
what about high card points?
16.
16.
16. And again, I go 4, 8 times 2 is 16. And then I double check it. So we'd open one no trump with that hand. Are we worried about not having any honors in these 2 suits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but trust me, you'll get over it. It's not worth worrying about. Partner probably has something in those suits, and if not, then the bad guys will bid those suits, and who knows what'll happen. You know, a lot of people look at this hand and say, I'm going to bid 1 diamond. And then what always happens is the next person bids a heart or a spade. And you go, God darn it, you know, and partner doesn't know what to do. And you don't know how to convince partner that you've got 16 points, which is a lot of points. So instead you open one no trump and it's really hard for the next person to bid. But what about this one? How many points do we have? High card points.
8.
17.
I get 17, and again, you know, I count in goofy ways. Ace, queen for me is 10 and another 7, and then I count it a second time to make sure I got it right. So we have 17, and again, we'll open one no trump with this hand. This hand screams, I hope we can play in a major suit.
Mhm.
It just screams, I hope we can play in a major suit. But we'll see next week that we don't open one of a major unless we have at least 5 cards in the suit. So we're opening one no trump and hoping that partner is able to guide us to a major suit contract if partner's got 4 or 5 cards in a major. All righty, so we got the basic drill about the one no trump opener.
Mhm.
All righty. Why do I love to open one no trump or hear my partner, Julie or Sue or whoever it is, open one no trump? And the reason I love to hear my partner open one no trump or I open one no trump, in bidding, we're trying to answer 2 questions. How high, I'm sorry, what suit do we want to end up in?
Mhm.
And how high do we want to go? And if partner opens one no trump, you have a really good idea of the shape of their hand, and you have a really good idea of their strength. And so our priorities, again, we'd like to play in a major if we can, otherwise no trump. And we maybe end up below game, maybe slam. When partner makes that opening bid of one no trump, it makes it really easy for partner to answer these questions. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So you'll find that partner can answer these questions really easily. Suppose you've got 10 points, high card points, and your partner opens one no trump.
Go to
You have
game.
enough for game?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So- And the
Not if you're
reason,
chicken.
yeah, well, you can be chicken if
There
you
are
want.
varying opinions about that,
Yeah.
apparently, Phil.
Well, I know everybody's scared to be declarer, but here's the important secret. Defense is harder than declarer play. If you think you're going to make a mistake on declarer play, the odds are your opponents are going to make more mistakes on defense. And so you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. So responder knows so much about opener's hand that responder can answer these questions. And sometimes, as we'll see in a slide or so, sometimes responder has to ask a question. Like, do you have 15 or are you more like 16, 17? You know, suppose I'm responder and I have 9. Well, 9 opposite 15, I don't really want to get to 3 no. But 9 opposite 17, I would like to get to 3 no. So I may have to ask the opener some questions. And much later in the curriculum, we'll also learn how to ask if opener has a 4-card major and if opener can support our 5-card major, but we're not going to do that today. So let's look at some examples. Partner opens one no trump. And these are kind of the Einstein thought experiment things. I'm going to show you a series of hands. And I'm going to ask, what's the best final contract? In other words, what suit and what level? So partner has opened one no trump, 15 to 17 high card points in a balanced hand. Suppose you have this hand. Oh, and I'm not asking how do we bid it. I'm just saying, where do we want to end up? I'm trying to demonstrate why the no trump opener is so fabulous. So suppose you have this hand.
Ooh.
Partner opens one no trump. How many high card points do you see?
11.
11. Do we have enough for game? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
What do we want to play in?
Spades.
Spades.
Spades. We know that partner has at least 2 spades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we have an 8-card fit. At
Phil,
least.
can you remind us how we know that partner has at least 2?
Partner who made the one no trump opening bid had a balanced hand.
Aha.
4-3-3-3, 4-4-3-2, 5-3-3-1, no
3-3-2.
singleton. Okay, so partner has at least 2 in our spade suit.
Maybe more.
So we immediately know where we want to end up. How many times when partner makes an opening bid, do you know exactly where to end up? That's the beautiful thing about one no trump openers. Let's look at another one. How many high card points?
6.
6.
8.
Do we have any shot at game?
No.
No. Where do we think we want to play?
Hearts.
Hearts. What level?
3.
As
2 or
low as we
3.
can.
2 hearts.
Yeah, we can't bid 1 heart because we already are up to 1 no. We want to end up in 2 hearts. So again, existence proof. You have this hand, you know exactly where you want to end up. How about this guy? Looks a lot like the first one. How many high
Game.
card points?
11.
11.
Game, no game, or maybe?
Game.
Game and
Game.
hearts.
Where?
Game.
Hearts.
Hearts, because partner has a balanced hand, has at least 2 in every suit, so we have an 8-card fit in hearts. Isn't this magic?
Yeah.
I mean, this is why the one no trump opener is so wonderful.
Phil, question, would you
Yes.
go, because they said when you have it bid it, would you go to 4 hearts then right away?
Later on, we'll learn how to do it
Oh, okay.
in about 10 weeks. My mom would have bid 4 hearts
Right away.
right away. But now there is superior technology that we will discuss in several weeks.
I don't know, your
what
mom's
if-
still my hair.
What about this hand? How many high card points?
7.
7. Game, no game, or maybe?
No game.
No
No
game. Where do we want to play?
1 no trump. No trump.
1 no
1
trump. We just passed.
Trump. Good
Easy
idea.
peasy. What about this one?
Game.
Could be game.
Yeah, we got 11 high. So we want to be in game. Where do we want to play it?
Maybe 3 no trump.
Yeah,
Maybe a no
absolutely
trump.
3 no trump. Partner opens 1 no, we bid 3 no, we're captain of the team. We steer the ship to the best harbor. Here's a fun one that we'll return to later on. Partner opens 1 no trump and you have this.
Oof.
Yeah.
Game or no game?
No game.
No game. It's a trick.
Where do we want to play?
1 no trump.
1 no trump.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a really cool one. Let's think about it for a minute. Suppose partner plays in 1 no trump. How many tricks will this hand take?
0.
0. It's
0.
physically impossible for this hand to take a trick. However, what if you play in spades? There's 8 spades in the other hands, and they'll probably be like 3, 3, 2. So what happens after 3 rounds of spades are played? Who has spades left?
You do.
You do. You're going
You
to
can't
take
get
2
to them.
tricks.
You can't get to them.
They're
You'll never get the
trump.
lead.
They're trump. When they play a heart and you don't have any, you
Oh,
just play a
Trump.
spade.
Right. Yeah,
So-
you're right.
So this is super cool, right?
Mhm.
If you play in spades, your hand will take 2 tricks, probably. And partner had aces and kings and queens. Partner has 15 to 17. Whatever partner was going to take, she's still going to take. So would you rather have no tricks in your hand plus her tricks, or 2 tricks in your hand? Plus her? 2
How
tricks,
can you
yeah.
bid with
So
no
it's 2.
hard
So
points?
we actually want to play in 2 spades.
What keeps the no Trump person going up to 3?
That's because we have a language of communication that we're going to start learning today. And because we trust partner and partner trusts us. Okay, so just as a glimpse of some things we're going to do in the future, suppose we change this hand just a little bit. So I took away one of the hearts and turned it into a spade. Game, no game, maybe.
Game.
Game, we still have
Game.
11 high card points, right?
Yeah.
And partner had at least 15, so we've got at least 26.
But you
But
might be better.
where-
in no trump.
Where do we want to play?
Hearts.
Heart.
What if partner only has 2 hearts?
You might be better in no trump.
Might be better in no trump. The answer is we want to play in 3 no or 4 hearts, depending. And so what we'll do several weeks from now is we'll address this case because we're going to have to ask opener a question. Do you have 3 hearts or not? So we're not going to do that today, but I just wanted to show you that, kind of some of the mystery and when we might need to ask a question. Let's do another one like that. How many high card points?
9.
9. Game, no game, or maybe?
Undecided.
Yeah, it's maybe. It depends. We might want to be in 1 no, or we might want to be in 3 no, and it depends on opener's hand. So we'd like to ask opener, do you have a minimum for your 15 to 17, or do you have a maximum? So we're going to talk about that one today. So, okay, ready for another slide?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So you say when partner opens 1 no trump, you know what to do, so you become captain. So captain is not the same as declarer?
Oh, no. Captain is a euphemism.
Oh, okay.
Captain is a euphemism. Captain is the person who's got his or her hand on the tiller and is
Oh, okay.
steering the ship. Great
Oh,
question.
as far as the bidding is concerned.
As far as the bidding is concerned, right? So in these cases, and we're not going to talk about the details today of most of them, but in the first case, as soon as partner bids 1 no trump, you want to play in 4 spades. And so you steer the ship there.
Oh, okay.
Partner just follows your instructions and answers your questions.
Okay.
Partner doesn't start steering the ship. We do not allow mutiny. Question.
Bill, 5th hand where you bid with no points and you bid the 2 spades. I understand it, but with no points at all, you bid.
Yeah, well, yeah, it isn't it remarkable?
Yes.
Yeah, you're better off in 2 spades than in 1 no. And so as the person who knows that, you want to steer the ship there, and we'll learn how to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okie doke. So today we're only going to talk about cases when responder has no interest in a major suit. So partner doesn't have a 4-card major or longer. So it's going to be hands where you've got, 3 spades and 2 hearts or something like that. And you're just not interested in a major suit. So you want to end up in no trump. So suppose partner opens 1 no trump and you don't have a 4-card major, then you want to play in no trump. And you've answered the first question. And then the only question is what level? And we talked about this a bit. The guidelines are 25 or 26 high card points is usually enough to make a game. And if you guys have a real boatload of them, you might make a slam. So let's do story problems. Anybody remember from elementary or junior high or whatever story problems or word problems from the math class?
Yes.
How many people like them? Trick question. Okay, here's a story problem. A stick of gum costs 25 cents. Johnny glances in his pocket. He doesn't look really closely, but he glances in his pocket and he says, I got 15 to 17 cents. Jane has 10 cents. She's been paying more attention and she's actually counted what she has in her pocket. And Johnny asks Jane, can we buy the gum? What does Jane say?
Yes.
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 Yes. What if Jane has 9 cents?
No.
No.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Tells Johnny to count
Maybe.
his
Because Johnny he hadn't counted his money.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
And
right.
what if Jane has 7 cents?
No.
No way. Was that hard?
No.
If you can answer these questions, you can bid perfectly after partner opens 1 no trump. Just pretend you're thinking about buying a stick of gum. Okay, so let's apply that story problem to the one no trump opener. So partner opens a no trump. You have no interest in a major suit. You don't have a 4-card or longer major. You want to play in no trump, and the level depends how much strength you have as a team. All you have to do is the arithmetic from the story problem. So opener has 15 to 17, and you've got, let's for a moment pretend it says 0 to 7. You've got 0 to 7. You're the Jane at the bottom of that last page. You know, you've got 4 points. Can you make game? No.
No.
You've got 7 points. Can you make game?
No,
No. So you just do the arithmetic. If you got 0 to, and we'll see why it's 8. If you've got 0 to 8, you just pass. And just play in one no trump. Now let's move up a little bit. Now you got 9 points. This is the maybe category, right? Johnny had 15 to 17 and Jane has 9. So you're somewhere in 24 to 26. Maybe yes, maybe no. So you have to ask the opener, were you a minimum or were you a maximum? And of course, just like Rob Petrie, you can't say that at the table. But what you can do at the table is bid 2 no trump. And what does 2 no trump say? 2 no trump says, partner, I'm not ready to quit, but I don't have enough to bid 3 no. Would you please decide? If you have a minimum, pass. If you have a maximum, bid 3 no. It's just like Johnny and Jane. We good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if
But
you've
what
got
if they
more-
have a middle? What if they have 16?
we'll get there.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. What if opener has 16? We'll get there. And if responder has 10, you know, we've already decided we've got plenty to bid 3 no, right?
Yeah.
And what will happen is eventually you won't even have to do the arithmetic. It'll just be a reflex. Invite with 9, bid game with 10. In the short run, you'll want to do the arithmetic, but eventually it'll just become a reflex. 9, invite, 10, bid game. And once in a blue moon, you'll be really strong and you'll just do the arithmetic. We'll look at some examples later. So,
Can I ask another question?
of course,
So this is all supposing that you're not even thinking about length or as
this is
points.
assuming that you as responder have a pretty flat hand.
Oh, okay.
Was that your question?
Yeah,
Yeah. If as responder, you've got 7 spades, you don't mess around with this stuff. You know, you want to be in spades. So
oh,
the caveat here is that you don't have a major suit that you're interested in.
okay.
So you've got a flat hand as responder. And the only question is, okay, it's no trump. How high do we go? Do we stop? Do we go to 3? Do I have to ask partner 3 or not? So this is going to be kind of the layout. Is this, let's think back to that earlier slide. For how many people is this, oh, I knew that? Some people?
Yeah,
Okay. Are there other people who fall into that? Oh, I knew that, but I didn't really know it.
Yes.
And are there some, this was familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some, I think I might have seen this. And then there are probably some, this is new to me. So I'd ask each of you to kind of reflect on where you are in that spectrum and just be confident that over time, as you play more bridge and you see more hands, you'll progress through that. You'll progress through that spectrum.
Well, I would like to say that I knew in
in general what it meant, but not specifically. So it was really helpful to get the specifics.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, it's basically just arithmetic. Okay. So let's look at a few examples. Partner opens one no trump. And the question is going to be, what do you bid to guide your team to the proper harbor? And I put the little cliff note here, invite with 9 and bid game with 10. So let's look at this hand. Are you interested in a major suit? No. Partner has opened one no trump, and you're looking at this hand. You have no interest in a major suit. So you want to play in no trump. How many high card points?
7.
7. Any chance of game?
Yeah, probably not.
No, not with 7. 7 and 17 is 24. Not enough. So we just pass. We pass and we watch partner pass and we watch partner play one no trump. What about this one?
9.
9.
Invite.
Invite.
We're not game for sure, but we might be. So we bid 2 no trump, inviting game.
Yeah.
What about this one?
11.
I count 11 high.
11.
So what do we do?
Three no.
Yeah,
Three
we're not
no.
interested in a major suit. Anybody worried about the singleton?
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's
Well,
no-
partner's playing the hand. You don't have to worry.
That's true. That's mean.
Yeah, they might lead a heart, but partner's probably got some decent hearts. You know, partner has a balanced hand, so she's got some hearts.
Yeah.
Or maybe they take the first 4 heart tricks, and then you take the next 9 and you make your bid. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I once declared 3 no trump, and the opening leader led the ace of spades, and then the king of spades, and then the queen of spades, and proceeded to take the first 7 tricks in the spade suit.
Nice.
You know, that happens. Yeah, life goes on. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about the singleton. What about this hand? How many high card points?
14.
15.
I get about 15.
15.
So let's add them to openers.
Oh,
And
that's
how many
good.
how many points do we have as a team?
At least 30.
30 at least. What's our maximum?
32.
32.
32. So according to the guidelines, to make 6, we're a lot happier with 33.
Oh,
Mhm.
So we don't have 33, but we certainly have enough for game. So I bid 3 no. It's not quite enough to explore slam. You know, it might make 12 tricks, but I have no technology to figure that out.
Can you go to 4 now?
We'll get to that in a second. Excellent question. And let's look at this hand. How many high card points?
18.
18.
18 beautiful high card points. I mean, I don't see any jacks. It's gorgeous. So
Minimum
let's-
small slam.
Yeah, let's add them to partner. How many points do we have?
33.
At least 33. We just bid 6 no. Easy peasy. And partner will make the contract.
Easy for you to say.
Partner.
Yeah. Well, the first secret I told you today is that defense is harder than declarer. So when you're declarer, you shouldn't be worried. You should be pitying. It's like Mr. T, right? You pity the fool who's playing the defense against you. And now let's go to the hand that somebody alluded to that's kind of in between. How many high card points?
16.
19.
Yeah, I'm getting 16.
16, yeah.
10 down here and 6 up there. So together with partner, we're somewhere in the 31 to 33 range. So maybe slam, maybe not. How might we ask partner to make the decision?
Or no Trump.
Yeah, we make a bid that makes no sense. We bid 4 no Trump. Why in the world would we bid 4 no Trump when 3 no is game? And the answer is, we don't know what to do, and we're asking partner a question.
So we're also telling him we've got a lot of points.
Absolutely. This bid is actually just like the 2 no bid. The 2 no bid says, if your minimum pass, if your maximum, go to 3. And this says, if your minimum pass, if your maximum, bid the slam. And I don't want you guys to worry about memorizing stuff, because you can be like Jane and Johnny and do the arithmetic, right? You're almost never going to get a hand this good. It is not worth memorizing anything related to a 16-point hand. But if partner opens 1 no Trump and you have this hand, you go, oh my goodness, I'll do the arithmetic. It's worth it. We good with that?
Yeah.
Here's another hand, by the way. What do we do with this hand? How many high card points?
9.
9.
9.
How do we feel about this hand versus hand number 2? Which one do we like better?
2.
We like this one down here way better than this one, right?
Mhm.
Am I going to mess around with bidding 2 no Trump? No, I'm just going to bid 3 no. Yeah, it's 9 high card points, but my goodness, it's going to be 6 club tricks.
Probably.
So a lot of bidding is some kind of judgment and some intuition, and point count is just a guide. It's not, the absolute truth about anything. High card points are a good guide, but this hand is so much better than the hand in the first row, the second hand in the first row. Whew. Let's take a breath. We've basically covered everything. So let's add some fun stuff. If partner opens 1 no Trump and I'm balanced, I pass with 8 and I invite with 9. There are people who invite with 8 or 9. So my attitude is I pass with 8, I invite with 9, and the opener accepts with 16 or 17. And I do this for a couple of reasons, and other people may feel differently. Many people invite with 8 or 9, and then opener accepts with 17 or a good 16. And there's a very simple reason that I prefer this approach. And the answer is, it leads to fewer times when you bid 2 and go down 1. The worst auction in bridge is 1 no Trump, 2 no Trump, pass. It's just like, oh, shoot. I wish it had gone 1 no Trump, pass. So I hate the auction 1 no Trump, 2 no Trump, pass, because it means you're in thin ice, right? You move the level up, but you didn't have enough to go to 3. And I'd like to have the security of having 9 points instead of 8. So it's just me.
It also increases the stress. And we like stress reduction any
Yes.
time we can.
Yes.
So we haven't done much, Phil, with how the scoring works,
Yep.
but we're going to get the same score if we bid 1 and make 2. Then if we bid 2, have the extra stress and make 2.
Yep. Yep. There's a bonus, there's an award for bidding 3 no and making it, but not for bidding 2 no and making it. So as Deborah said, bidding 1 no and taking 8 tricks is the same score as bidding 2 no and taking 8 tricks. Bidding 1 no and taking 7 tricks is very different than bidding 2 no and making 7 tricks. That's the 2 no down 1 that I hate.
And
So
it
again,
raises blood pressure.
Yeah. in the list of, you know, kind of responses that we had earlier, we're probably drifting higher up in the list of junior employee statements. But let's go on and have some more fun. Minor suits are great for playing in no trump. This is an important secret. This is the third secret. Minor suits are great for playing in no trump. And the reason is that to make game in no trump, you need 9 tricks, bidding 3 no trump. But in a minor, you have to bid the 5 level. You have to take 11 tricks to get the game bonus. So let's look at a hand. So you've got the one on the left and partner has the one on the right. And I'm not talking about the bidding or anything like that. How many tricks will you take in no trump? Let's count our immediate winners. How many spades?
1.
One. How many hearts?
2.
How many diamonds?
1.
1,
So we're up to 4. How many clubs?
4,
4.
Well, what's going to happen after we play the king and 2 other clubs?
you might have 6 of them.
The bad guys are out of clubs.
Right.
All our clubs are good. So we get a spade, 2 hearts, and a diamond. That was 4 and 6 club tricks. That's 10 tricks in no trump.
Yeah.
It's 10 tricks in no trump, and we'll score 430 or 630. And what happens if we play in a club contract?
Oh.
We take the exact same tricks
Mhm.
and we score 130.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you prefer?
No trump.
No trump.
No trump.
Absolutely. So the secret is when you have a good minor suit that might take a lot of tricks, try to play in no trump. Now, occasionally it means that you ignored the fact you don't have a spade stopper and the bad guys take the first 7 tricks, but life goes on. There's,
Phil,
yes,
Phil, there was an interesting article a while back. Somebody looked at 1 million hands that were played online on BBO, Bridge Brace Online. And some of the results really speak to your point about avoiding games and minors. So of these million hands, 12% were played in 4 hearts, and 13% were played in 4 spades, and 18% were played in 3 no trump. So a lot of games in a major, a lot of games in no trump. 2% of the hands were played in 5 clubs, and 3% were played in 5 diamonds. And so people just worked really, really hard to avoid playing 5 club or 5 diamond contracts.
so I guess it's not a secret.
It's not a secret. So,
It does lead to one of the few pieces of bridge advice that doesn't rhyme. You know, you hear 8 ever, 9 never, and if dummies on your left, lead through heft, and you know, all that kind of stuff. Here's some non-rhyming bridge advice. It's okay to play in 5 of a minor if you have a note from your mother. Okay. This is kind of an intermediate thing, but it's up to individual preferences. And I'd be interested in Bob and Deborah and how you view it. Suppose you have a 5-card major. You know, we're always looking for a major fit. So should you open 1 no trump if you have a 5-card major? And the answer is some people do and some people don't. There's an excellent player that, you know, gave us some lessons, and he never opened 1 no trump with a 5-card major because he claimed he had nightmares about missing a fit. But I will usually open 1 no trump even if I have a 5-card major. Just it depends. So this gets into the whole area of judgment. So how many high card points do we have here?
15.
I see 15.
Yeah, 15.
It feels like a 1 no trump opener, doesn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, it just feels like one no trump. It doesn't feel like a spade. And remember the value of position. Don't you want to play fourth to the first trick? I mean, if they lead a heart, you get to decide whether to play the king or the jack or small. If they lead a diamond, you get to decide. If they lead a club, you've got your ace, jack, jaws. This is a hand that really wants to be the declarer. So I'm going to open that one no trump. And then here's one that to me feels more like a one heart opener. It just feels like one. Now, admittedly, when I first wrote this presentation a year ago, that's what I wrote. Today, I'd probably open at one no trump because I'm just changing the way I do it. But this is I don't think Deborah is here today, Deborah Bleemer, or she would have already asked this question. Should you open one no trump if you have a 5-card major? And the answer is it's up to you. Some people do, some people don't. Okay. We talked already about, and I'm going to do this slide kind of fast because you know how to do the arithmetic, right? We already know if partner opens a no trump and we don't care about major suits, we already know invite with 9, bid game with 10. And if very strong, just do the arithmetic. And we looked at a couple examples before. I'm just going to click through these. You could bid 4 no to invite. You could just jump to 6 no. You could bid 5 no to invite 7. Or you could just jump to 7 about 1 time in 11,000. So here's the 10% to remember. When one person opens a no trump, the other becomes captain of the team in the sense of steering the team to the proper harbor, steering the ship to the harbor. If you're responding to a one no trump opener and you're me and you're balanced, you invite with 9 and bid game with 10. Some people invite with 8. I don't. And again, open one no trump when you have 15 to 17 balanced. And what I'd like to do for the next few minutes is look at a couple other slides. Because sometimes you're balanced, but you don't have 15 to 17. Sometimes you're a little weaker, and sometimes you're a little stronger. And so the question is, what do you do? And we'll talk about that. And again, you can pull down this presentation and read it later. So if you're balanced, but not 15 to 17, you're a little too weak, a little too strong to open one no trump. Earlier, we looked back to 1960s TV, and now it's time to look at more recent TV. Anybody ever watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Anybody heard of Stranger Things?
Yes.
So, the one of the stars, 11, tells us something very important. Friends don't lie. Do not open one no trump if you're too weak or too strong, because bridge is a partnership game and we don't lie to our partner. So what do you do? Well, if you've got 15 to 17 and you're balanced, you open one no trump. If you're a little weaker, just open one of a suit and then rebid one no trump. I open a club, Kate bids a heart, I bid a no trump. I have just told her 12 to 14 balanced. I was too weak to open one no trump. And what do I do if I'm a little stronger? I open one of a suit and then I jump to 2 no trump.
Bill, I have a question.
Yes.
You said in that first example, 12 to 14 points that you did a club. Is that the equivalent of
Oh,
a
no,
short?
I was a hypothetical. I might open a heart, a diamond, anything. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a hypothetical.
It wasn't a.
No.
Okay.
So I open a heart, partner bids a spade, I bid a no trump.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I'm flat. I didn't have enough to bid one no trump to begin with. And if I'm stronger, then I have to tell partner that, and I do that by opening one of a suit and jumping in no trump. So again, hypothetically, I open a diamond, Trish bids a heart, and I rebid to no trump.
What if you're not balanced with 18?
Well, if you're not balanced, then we'll pick it up in a few weeks.
Okay.
So I did want to give a couple more examples before we break about why this is so wonderful. So I want you to be responder. So you have a beautiful hand, but then partner opens a club. So we want to start having a conversation. We're hoping we have a heart fit or a spade fit. So you just start by quietly bidding a heart. You just bid your 4-card suits up the line. We'll talk about that in a few weeks. And suppose partner bids 1 no trump. What is partner saying?
12 to 14.
12 to 14 balanced. Where should we play the hand?
No trump?
Yeah, what level?
3.
3. And there's no need to bid your spades. Because if partner had 4 spades, partner would have bid a spade over your heart. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So good bidders draw a lot of inferences from what happens. A club, a heart, a no trump. Gosh, partner doesn't have 4 spades. Therefore, I don't need to bid mine and I know where to end up. And if partner had 4 hearts, she would have raised my hearts. So we want to be in no trump. Here's another one.
Phil, question.
Yes.
The club opener with your partner, that isn't necessarily clubs, is it?
Well, it's at least 3 clubs.
Oh, okay.
And it's 80% of the time it's 4 or more. We'll talk about that in 2 or 3 weeks. So partner opens a club and you've got a hand that looks a lot like this one, is just weaker. So you start out the same way. You bid a heart. We'll just bid our suits up the line and partner bids a no trump. So we know partner didn't have a spade suit. And we know partner has 12 to 14 and we've got 8. So game is out of the picture. So we just pass. Pass is often a very good bid. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a feel for how rebidding 1 no trump is actually a wonderfully informative thing. Should we look at 2 hands where we rebid 2 no trump?
Sure.
Partner, yeah, thank you. Partner opens a club and we've got this hand, so we bid a heart. And now partner bids 2 no trump. Partner has 18 to 19. Game, no game, or maybe?
Game with those hearts.
Game. Yeah,
Wow.
and where do we want to play?
Hearts.
In hearts.
Boom, we bid 4 hearts. Isn't that a great auction? I mean, it's a great auction. How about this one? A club,
You're like a kid.
we bid a heart. Partner bids 2 no trump. How many points do we have? How many high cards?
16.
16. And how many did partner have?
18.
What's 16 and 18?
34.
Bingo. Isn't this wonderful? I just love it. So I don't know what else I had here. Oh, so yeah, there's a whole kit and caboodle. We won't do that.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're ready
We're
for a
done.
break. Yeah.
But
Stop
the
sharing.
presentation is there.
I'd
That's
like to share with everyone that my Monday group, which was yesterday, this woman